My sweet Libras, this is your horoscope for May 2025. First half of May will be a bit of a bumpy one, but second half of May will be rewarding. The universe will reward us with amazing positive new moon at the end of May. Now let's start from the beginning and always check your rising sign and moon sign. They all play out. Usually they all play out in a different part of your life. Now, May 2nd, we have Venus, your ruler, conjunct Neptune in your house of true love, house of committed partnerships in your seventh house. This is sort of a blessing, amazing chance. Some of you guys might meet someone special who will stay possibly next 15 years in your life. That's a minimum, because Neptune's journey in your seventh house is exactly 14 years. And Venus is your ruler planet of love and beauty, connecting with imagination, with manifestation. Whoever, especially those of you who are single, whoever you want to manifest into your life, like the perfect partner, or that partner that fits your lifestyle and your character and the one that you wish for yourself, you will have chance to materialize that person. In the 2nd of May, we will have this conjunction and it might bring love into your life. And especially, it might be that you might meet that person at work or through your colleagues, or it might be someone new who is new in a company or in your team, so it might be related to that, or during business trips, some business travel, or some meeting, some work settings should be there. So expect sort of sparking love story there from the beginning of May, especially those of you who have like birthdays in the beginning of Libra season, because they will be connecting in the beginning of your seventh house. Now, Venus, I would like to tell you that whole month will be in your marriage house, seventh house, so the blessing from universe. And in general, whole May will be sort of amazing one to you in terms of marriage, in terms of meeting someone new, in terms of deepening your bond, your connection with one and only. And Venus in general will be guarding angel in terms of relationship with other people and also business relationship. That will bring money, because Venus also rules your money. Now, May 4th, we have Pluto going retrograde, slowing down, going into sleeping motion, moving backwards in your house of true love, fifth house. You see, all these houses of relationship is touched during May. And a lot of you guys might go into this sort of journey of thinking, rethinking, reshaping who you want to date with, for example, especially those of you who are single. Now, Pluto is a slow moving planet, so it will move from 3rd degree until 1st degree backwards in your 5th house until October 14th, pretty much your birthday time. Now, those of you who are born or has placements like in the beginning of Libra, you will feel this Pluto retrograde the most. So it will send you into this journey of reevaluation of the situation of your children, for example, if you have them or if you don't have them, whether you want to have them, and your love life. 5th house is about those who are dating, it's about romance. It's about what kind of partners you want to attract. Sort of like a background noise, it will be more or less. Now, Pluto rules your 2nd house of values. So a lot of things will be happening in terms of your values too, what you value in life, what kind of partners you value the most, what values you want to see in your future partner, for example. Now, it's also, 5th house is also business. Those of you who are involved in business, who have business, then Pluto here again might give you reinvestment into your business, maybe refinancing or trying to attract new business partners, some shareholders or investors, for example, everything related to your business and money. Maybe you will be reshaping something. And also, you might receive some money income. You might see some income from previous efforts. It might be that you've started your business last year, but now on May, you will finally see the profit. So this might be going on until October 14th. Now, May 12th, we have full moon, bumpy one, difficult one, because this full moon will be surprising, shocking one, and not of a happy one, because Uranus, planet of surprises and shocking news, will directly oppose this full moon in your house of money, in your financial house at 22nd degree. Those of you who are born 15th of October, plus or minus 5 days, you will feel this full moon the most. Now, full moons are about some news. They bring news about conclusion, about finish line, or they put your attention into something that will need immediate action. Now, Uranus is a planet of surprises and it loves to shock people. And Uranus will be situated in your financial house, and full moon is also in your financial house. So around May 12th, there might be some situation going on related to your finances. Because Pluto, ruler of full moon, will be in argument with Mercury, again in your financial house. It might be related to your kids' education, or maybe how to pay their education, how to finance, or maybe it's some extracurriculum classes, or it could be about your job. Some of you guys might actually quit your job or finish. Let's say a contract is ending. You might receive this all of a sudden news that, for example, company is bankrupt and now very soon you're gonna stay jobless. For example, this will be something that unexpected. It's not something that you're going to expect, because Uranus loves this way. Now, for some of you, it might be about health. If you say that it's not about job or money, then it might be about health situation. Especially, for some of you, it might be a surprise news that you're pregnant, and seems like that won't be happy surprise. That won't make you happy somehow. Or it might be related to um, also like your own well-being or health situation, that there might be some situation that you will need some surgery, for example. Or some of you guys, on a more lighter note, you might sell finally something that you've been trying to sell for a long time, like apartment or real estate, or maybe a car, whatever property you have, or something that you've been trying to sell it. So you might finally sell around this time. Now, we will have a help from universe at this full moon. Saturn and North Node, Destiny Node, will be situated in your house of health. Now, Saturn rules your house and family. Now, again, you see Saturn is touching your house of health, and the North Node are there connected to each other, and they will send supportive beam. Even if you will have a surgery, no worries. Your angels will protect you, my dear Libras. And if there is some news related to your health, there will be always options. Options of, healing, maybe going through some therapies, or recovery. Now, it could be related to one of your family members too, like your fathers or your mothers, for example, or your kids, as I said. Now, whatever will be coming up here, you will have all the resources to overcome, because Saturn is helping you out there. And in the face of family might support you, like your mother or your father financially support you too. Even if you're going to stay jobless, like without work, it seems like you will quickly find it through some connections, my dear Libra. So keep searching. May 25th, Saturn goes into your seventh house. Now, this is one of the biggest transits of this year. Saturn is a strict teacher of your universe, I call it, and it's about hard work, it's about responsibilities, and it's about restrictions. Now, Saturn moves into your seventh house until September 1st. So, whole summer, you will be getting hints from Saturn of what it's going to bring into your marriage house in the next 3 years, because Saturn will stay 3 years in your seventh house starting from February 14th. So on next year, Valentine's Day 2026, Saturn will move permanently into your seventh house. Now, in these 3 months of this year, it's sort of like a preview, trailer. So, make sure to notice things. Try to notice what's going on around your marriage house and around your relationships with other people and business. Now, Saturn, takes 29 years roughly to make a whole circle on a zodiac wheel. So it means Saturn was in your seventh house last time. It was back in like 29 years ago, roughly. So this is sort of a new energy. If you are at that age, you might recall back what was life back then, 29 years ago. Or if you are young, that this transit happened when you were a child, when you were a kid. Now, Saturn naturally rules your house of family. So a lot of you guys, a lot of Libras might form and build a family, like getting married, like putting responsibility on your shoulder as a married person, So a lot of you guys in the next 3 years, you might, for example, these 3 months might be like proposal months. So this will be the hint. So next 3 years, you will feel the weight of being married, and in general taking responsibility not only for yourself but for both. Or you might also, Saturn in the seventh house might give sometimes a distance. Now, it depends on your chart. Saturn, as I said, it's a strict teacher, so it comes in and checks if you've done your homework. If you did it very well, then it rewards you. You might not even feel in your marriage any stern, any hard issues, But if there were some shaky things, like Saturn is about solid ground, solid basis. So if there was already something broken in your marriage, so Saturn comes in and it might break everything, shatters everything. So a lot of you guys also might get divorced, and you might already start the process this summer during next 3 months. Or if everything is okay and you are loved and you love, in a healthy relationship, Saturn vice versa might reward this relationship to be married, let's say, to take it to the next level, for example. Anyhow, it depends on your chart. And also, Saturn is about cold, it's about cold weather. So sometimes it might give some sort of next 3 years, it might be that you are living separately for one or another reason. For example, your husband or wife got a job which requires 6 months working somewhere else and 6 months home. This kind of job might be, like, this kind of situation might be present while Saturn transiting your seventh house, or some sort of coldness. And in general, it's not only about marriage, it's about business relationships too. If you're trying to build a business, Saturn might bring this kind of business partner, an investor who is following strict rules, who is very sort of conservative, sort of dominant as well, and with whom it's very hard to negotiate. Like, you will need to go according to book. There is no other way to do the business with such a business partner, for example, or with someone else. Or if you've got a job offer, then most likely you're going to stay there for the next 3 years. But so you remember that it will be hard work, a lot of assignments, a lot of uh, like long hours, long nights, over work and all over like hours and all these things. Could with because Saturn signifies hard work, my dear Libras. Now, seventh house is also about legal cases and litigations. Now, if you're involved in such a thing or you're just following, in general, it's not advisable with Saturn seventh house to have to get involved into lawsuit, because then it might take as long as 3 years to close that case as much. And it will be hard, it will be hard battle, and in general there is a huge risk that you're gonna lose it. So better not to do not to get involved with anyone into legal argument, for example. Seventh house, Saturn is also about long hours and separation. As I said, whatever it touches, it makes it smaller. So it might be that you might feel yourself a bit more private, more not connecting. You are Libra, as a Libra, you are a very sociable sign, but here it might Saturn here might give you sort of a lot of deep work in terms of who you want to be communicating and working together, and who you don't want to be, and you will be sort of refining, cleaning up your social circle in general and with whom you deal with daily. And plus it might shrink a little bit, sort of you might refrain from quite a lot of connections and socializing, and there could be such a pull towards inwards, let's say. Now, May 27th, we have amazing new moon in your ninth house. Now, new moons and new energies. Ninth house is about far lands. So you might be traveling somewhere very far. And those of you who are born 29th of September, plus or minus 5 days, you will be feeling this new moon the most because it's touching 6 degrees. New moon will conjunct Mercury, ruler of the new moon, and Pluto, planet of transformation, will support this new moon. This will be amazing one. Whatever is on your mind, try to schedule it to the end of May. This will be amazing period, and especially travel. Seems like you're traveling with your kids or with your loved one with whom you start dating, like you are going somewhere far, somewhere exotic, somewhere you've never been, and some place that is very different in sort of in a culturally, language, and also in general it's foreign place. Let's say nine house is far places. Now, in Neptune and Saturn will also support this new moon too. Now, this is sort of like a karmic planets all taking place. So they are opening amazing new door. In Neptune and Saturn, they are newly found in your seventh house. Both of them, they are in the seventh house and house of love, house of marriage. So during this travel, you might encounter your, let's say, future husband or someone who will stay in your life forever, and it's about romantic relationship. Now, if you say that it's not about love completely, like my life is revolving around my work right now, then it might be about business opportunity. So you might have a job offer to relocate somewhere else to start working, but that something will be most likely related to social media, and in general not only social media but artistic things like creativity is involved, like modeling, acting, singing, something related to that. And that contract will bring also financial support. It will be financially beneficial to you. Now, ninth house is also about publishing. Some of you guys might publish a book that will become bestseller, no doubt on that. Now, ninth house is also house of foreign affairs, documents and visas, all these things, like if you've been waiting for passport. So it seems like you will get the news and you might get rewarded that citizenship or visa that you've been waiting so long. You will be happy around this new moon, my dear Libras. Now, legal affairs, legal cases, if you, this is a new moon, but I don't think that those cases that are ongoing, they will finish by this time, but there might be some progress going on and some happy progress going on for you. Now, ninth house is also house of education. Some of your kids might start education, like going to college, or maybe they will receive some admission letters that you will be happy also. And you, it seems like you are also financially prepared, my dear Libras. In general, end of May will be amazing one. Stay positive in May. Love you all. Bye bye.